Welcome back to my channel. My name is Iframe and I speak about personal finance and career. And today I'll be teaching a topic I've titled Financial Literacy for Young Professionals. And in that series, which is going to be a three-part series, the first part I'll be talking about how to negotiate your salary for your first job, the do's and don'ts. And in the second part, I'll be speaking about budgeting. I see a lot of people struggle around budgeting. Tips that you can use, practical tips that you can use to work around that process. And finally, should you invest or save? I'll be speaking around tips that you can adopt to manage that process. And I hope you find this useful. So in this first part, I'll be speaking just on negotiating your salary. Maybe your first job, it could be a new job, mostly how you negotiate salary. So you have applied for a job, you have done well in the interview, they're asking you, what do you expect as salary? Usually, this would be highlighted in most of the jobs that this is what they are willing to pay. Some employers are also magnanimous enough to give you a range, which helps to manage your expectations. But you must first of all do your research and be confident that you know what the going rate is for that role in the industry. Yes, it's good to do that research, but the first step I would like to encourage you to do is knowing your what. If you don't know your what, you'll probably just fall within a huge range that you don't know where you fit in. When they give you a range, usually the lower end is for people that are not very experienced, new first timers or new joiners, or people that haven't done that role at all and they don't have any experience to back up any justification for a higher salary. So what you need to do is first know your what, do your research, what the going rate is in that industry, and be ready to tell a story that is convincing enough for the number that you're asking for. I remember one time that I applied for a role, and when the offer came, they offered me the lower end of what I was asking. I thought that was ridiculous. So I explained to the HR that, oh, this is what I'm bringing on board. Of course, I highlighted it initially during the interview, and how they managed to put me at the lower end was surprising, or should I say shocking. So they said, oh, before they can give me this higher rate, they need to get confirmation from the national leader to confirm that salary is okay. I really don't mind who you need to get your approval from. And I wasn't in a hurry to get a job or grab the offer, even though it was a high increase from my current job to the new role. So it's knowing your what and sticking to that number. And the second tip that you can take away from your negotiation is understanding the total package. Sometimes you can have other incentives that the job role is offering. Sometimes, for example, they can offer pension of up to 10%. Usually in the UK, it's 4%. Well, if a company is offering you up to 10% matching pension, then that is probably something to consider. There was actually one job I saw that was offering up to 27, I believe it's in the public sector, 27% pension. Oh, that's fantastic. Means if you're earning 100K, for example, they're going to pay pension of close to 27,000 as their own contribution. So in a year, you'll probably be earning that one. That's just their contribution. And you're also making contribution. That is a fantastic deal. Yeah, yours might not be 100K on 100K, but that's just an example to understand the total package and things that could benefit you in the long run. Some could be flexible working, remote working, car bonus or car allowance, holidays that you can sell, things like that. So don't be too fixated on the gross salary or basic salary, but look at all the other incentives that could come along if you get that role. That will help you to negotiate. And even if they're not included in the role, you can ask for them and see what they say. Sometimes they reserve those other benefits for higher roles. But if you insist that since you're paying me this much, even though I wanted this, well, maybe you can consider adding these other benefits. And you never know. They can just reconsider and give you that if they really want you. So that's the second tips that you must know and take away from salary negotiation. And the third and final tip is being prepared to walk away. Remember the first example I gave you about how they said they needed to get approval from their national leader. And I was prepared to walk away at that level, at that stage, because I didn't think that what they're offering was good enough, including all the packages that they are offering. So, and I was willing to wait for another round of approval. Usually for those type of companies, approval can take more than a week. And if you're anxious to get a role, you'll probably jump at it. But be prepared to walk away. That's another trick. So if the employer sees that you are not in a hurry, you're not desperate, that's the word, then they may reconsider offering you something better. But if you're anxious, you're like, oh, this is a good opportunity, I don't want to miss this and that, then you probably miss out on a better deal. I hope you found these three tips useful. One, I talked about knowing your what and doing research and giving a strong case for why number is your what a number. Two is looking at the total package. It's possible that other benefits could accrue apart from the basic salary. And three, being prepared to walk away. I'll see you in part two when we'll be discussing budget. I hope you found it useful. Remember to like and share. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.